Hey, welcome back to Workflow Live, the weekly video where we show you how to automate a process in your business without writing a single line of code. My name is Andrew Dodds, and today we are taking a look at how to create a sales dashboard for your opportunities using a recently released feature from Airtable called Interfaces. This was released late last year and is a game changer when it comes to understanding the data in your base. So, if you are using your Airtable like a CRM and you want to find a way to bring your reporting and dashboarding to the next level, jump inside with me, spend the next 15 minutes learning how to do it, and you won't regret it. All right, so let's set the scene a bit here. We're going to go ahead and jump right in. Um, so I have pulled together, just create a brand new base and use the sales CRM template. Okay, and it'll come pre-populated with 4 tables and the details that you see here. Okay, so we're using this as our base from which to build the interfaces, and so what we want to do is we want to create a dashboard that allows us to see how these different owners of the opportunities that we see here, how they're doing in terms of the value, how much they've closed, how much is out for proposal, all those things, giving us sort of like the high level view on the health of our opportunity pipeline, right? So this is a really common use case, of course, for managing sales as an organization. And it's really easy to do with the new interfaces feature. Interfaces can be used for a variety of things, and one of the use cases is dashboarding. So that's what we're going to be taking a look at here. Now, I want to, since the foundation is already going to be set up for you based on pulling that template in, we're going to focus mainly on the front end, which is the interfaces. Now, let me introduce you. If you haven't built an interface or heard of interfaces before yet, interfaces essentially allow you to create a page that is powered by the data in your Airtable underneath it. Okay, but it doesn't look at all like logging into a base with the grids and all that kind of stuff. It's more of like a landing page. And so, what we're going to walk through and build together in this dashboard, we're going to end up having this. Okay, so you can see this here. And this is what we're going to end up with. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. Now, you'll also see that, I've got my sort of total pipeline value, the total priority, what's been closed, what my close rate is, some of the distributions and those types of things. And I've got a filter up here that I can use to zoom into a specific rep. And all of that information below is in this case for Casey Park. You can also set it up for, now I'm not tagged on any of these opportunities, but you could set it up to automatically filter to the current user. So when someone visits this dashboard, they would automatically see the information that pertains to them. I'm not interested though. We're pretending I'm like the manager or the sales leader. And so what I need to be able to do is, sort of zoom in on certain reps activities and how they're doing. Okay. So this is what we're going to set up. Now, let's start from scratch and show you what that experience is like. So we're going to create a new layout. Okay. And we're going to go ahead, as you can see, there's several different sort of pre-chosen layouts you can go through. We're going to go ahead and use the dashboard version. And it's going to drop a filter in there and a couple of other things to get us started, to make it easy to get started. And it makes it a lot easier. And so we're then going to select the table that we'll be pulling the data from. That's going to be opportunities in our case. And I'm just going to leave all these elements in, and we'll customize them or get rid of them if we don't need them. And we'll call this Sales Dashboard V2. And I show you how we will go about this. So you see it gives us some of this standard information. A lot of stuff isn't configured yet, so we're going to have to figure that out. I'm going to move myself up here for now. And so we've got this little add element button. Okay, so this allows us to bring in elements, different views, those types of things, record pickers. But I think to start, we're going to start with what we've been given here and just sort of customize it. So the very first thing I want to do is put a filter on here. So if as you click on these elements, you can do a couple of things. You can move them around, you can duplicate them, but you see when I click on it, it brings its pop-up up. Okay, and this is essentially the settings for this individual element, and you'll see that there are connected elements to our filter. Okay, that's everything you see below here. So this is all connected, meaning that when we set it up to filter to a specific rep, whenever that rep is changed, all of the visualizations and dashboard below will change. Okay, so that's what we want in this case. And our filter, very similar to how you would filter a view in Airtable, we're just going to filter for owner. Okay, and this is going to be the option in that dropdown, so we don't need to select a user yet. That'll be something that you do live, so we'll just leave that blank. So you see what that's done is given us the list of the different users to choose from. Okay, that's our very first step. Easy so far. Now let's go in and make these a little more meaningful. Okay. So you have a couple of ways that you can come here and use this information. This element is what's called a count. And so either it'll give you a number of records, which is what we're looking at now, or you can do some field summary information. And with field summary, you can do things like percent empty, summing totals, all of that kind of stuff, which is what we're interested in doing. Okay. Now, we don't have a filter on here. However, we could create one if we were looking to further segment out the information that's being shown. So the very first one we want to do, let's do total pipeline. This is an easy one. So what we're going to do is we're going to say for the field of estimated value, that's sort of the contract value, let's do a sum. Okay, so that's giving us all the opportunities regardless of their status, right? We're getting a sum, and let's go ahead and change this to total pipeline. Okay, so we've got total pipeline here now, which is great. We could change the colors if we want, but I like green for now. Maybe we'll change it as we go along. I don't know. Okay, there's another field that exists in our base. I feel like I should pull it up so that you can see that side by side. So I'm going to do that really quick. There's another field in our base that is, we've got status. Okay, so this will be helpful. And we've also got priority. So what I want to say for our next one is how much money do we have in very high and high priority? Okay, that's going to be our next cut of the data. And this feels like it would be more of like orange or something like that. We're going to do field summary again. We're going to do it for our same estimated value. We're going to sum it, but we're also, in order to make a cut, we're going to make a filter. Okay, so we're just going to add a condition, and we need it where the priority is any of, and we'll toggle on very high and high. Okay, and with all this, the best practice, of course, is to change the text. And so this is, let's call this high priority, or we'll just call it priority pipeline. Okay. All right, that's pretty good. And so let's do another version of that. Let's just take a look. Let's create one that's called late stage pipeline for when status is either evaluation or negotiation. Okay, so it's not proposal or qualification. We'll just say that it's later stage. That's going to be evaluation and negotiation. Now we did that similarly a moment ago. remember, we're going to add a condition on top of this. In this case, it's going to be for the status, and we're going to say, is any of these two, which are our later stage, negotiation or evaluation. Now, this could show us if we wanted 9 deals. I like to see it all in dollars, of course, so that's how we're going to do it. And our field is the estimated value with a sum type. Okay, so that is pretty good. Now we're going to do a slightly different version of this next, and we're gonna create a fourth sort of count or sum. When you click on this, you can click duplicate. So we're going to take that and we're going to narrow these up a little bit so you can sort of customize the way they're laid out. So I want them all in the same line. And let's see if we can move this one up. Yep. Okay. So we've got that moved up, and now everything's looking pretty good visually. And we're going to change this one. I want this to be a percentage of closed won versus lost. So in our data, see that we have the status for closed lost and closed won. And what I've done is I've created a box that you check, okay? So if a deal is closed lost, okay, you just give it a check. And you can see that in this view here that is called loss. Okay, so this is looking at closed won, closed loss. Now this is just filtered to either being closed won or lost because we're gonna just match this view in the interface just to make it easy, and we're gonna say if the box is checked, then count it against the percentage essentially. There's a lot of ways to do this. This is kind of a hacky way. You could probably do it within the filter itself, but it was just the way that I thought about doing it. This one is, we'll call it the win rate. So we'll give it a green, and it's not going to have a colored box. It's just going to be like that, labeled out. Call this the win rate. And so you can copy from a view, okay? So we don't need this condition. I'm going to delete that. That was just copied over from when we duplicated it, okay? And this time we're going to copy from a view, from that loss view. Now, right now, it's just taking our estimated value. But what we want to do is we want to say, we want to look at the loss checked, okay? So if it's unchecked, that's going to be our, that's going to be the ones that are closed won. So we'll use those. And I don't want to count it. I want to do the summary, okay? So we're going to, excuse me, we're already in the field summary. So we're going to say, I want the percent unchecked, right? Super easy. There we've got our win rate, okay? So that's how quickly you can pull together some of this pipeline information. Now we also have this bar chart. You would customize this in a similar way. Right now, it's got all of the different stages and how many deals we have in those stages. So that's pretty good. And then we can visualize that as an overall mix with the pie chart. So this is pretty great. So what do we have? Let's just go ahead and preview this now. We have our system where I, as the sales leader, can come in here and, for instance, say, how's Casey Park doing? I can see that they have a 66% win rate, and we didn't follow our own advice here. As you can see, this was late stage pipeline. Let's rename that because right now it just says sum. Right. This is probably the most important one, which is to understand how much do we have that may be likely to close. Okay, so I could see that Casey's got 56K there. I could say, okay, now let me look at Jess. Jess hasn't closed any deals this quarter. She's got 10,000 in late stage pipeline, but she's got a lot in total pipeline. So she has some lower priority deals. It looks like she's got a few priority deals as well. So hopefully those are going to be moving forward. So this is how you create a dashboard with interfaces. Would love to get feedback on this and hear your thoughts. Maybe hear what you've built with interfaces or what you're thinking about building. We'll do some future sessions on not the dashboarding, but how you might create something that is meant more for entering data or more interaction in the interface itself, as opposed to dashboarding. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. Helps keep me going when people are watching this. And yeah, let me know what you think. Until next time.